Do you see what all of these good ball strikers are doing in their downswing? Take a closer look here. Look how incredible these great ball strikers are at getting the club exactly on plane during delivery. So I drew a line up the shaft at setup to indicate that shaft plane, and you'll see all three of these great ball strikers, while their backswings aren't the same, and not all golf swings are exactly the same, my goodness, from hip high to hip high, are they very similar and very good at getting that club exactly on plane. I'm going to show you today what I showed a recent student of mine, a very simple but extremely effective drill so that you can get on plane during your downswing, what on plane even means, why it's so important, and how you could get this in your game to hit the ball much more consistently solid. So what I showed my student in this main drill I'm going to have you do is a really simple way for you to learn how to get on plane. Now we'll pull up someone on the side of the screen. Let's just define what on plane is so we're clear here. I drew a line up the shaft at setup, and I've got a 9 and 8 iron here when you're practicing's fine. And let's say the line goes up the shaft, butt of the club, basically in your belt line. You'll see these great ball strikers. A lot of them do a nice job getting it on plane on the way back, but what they really do a great job of is really from hip high and in this delivery position, they get the club riding right back down on that line. Now, why is getting on plane really important? It helps ensure our low point being forward enough so we hit it solid. It keeps the club on plane so that we get the ball going straight, high, and far. It produces more speed. It produces way more consistency. So the drill that I want you to start with that I showed my student how you can get on plane is I want you to put a club down your toe line. And you'll see some of the players in the Swing Coach app here. You'll see Xander Schauffele in this positioning. You'll see Rory McIlroy in this position. You'll see Justin Thomas in this position. You can see during this position in the downswing and delivery, when the club's parallel to the ground, that there's two really key checkpoints that they all hit. Number one is, where is the shaft and club relative to my toe line? And number two is, where is the club head itself relative to my hands? Now, what we'll see with all of those great ball strikers on the screen is they get the club where? Pretty much right dead down their toe line. This would be inside the toe line too shallow. This would be outside the toe line too steep. We want to get the club dead down my toe line. If I'm able to do that, that enables me to ride that swing plane line right back into impact, which is going to ensure solid contact and consistency. Now, not only do these players get the club itself right down their toe line, look at where the club head is relative to their hands. Where is it? Right in line with their hands. This would be too far inside. This would be too far outside. So the two key checkpoints we want is the ability to get the club right down the toe line and get the club head dead even with the hands. Now, how I want you to start to practice this is with a 9 or an 8 iron. We're going to do 2 rehearsals, 1 hit feedback. 2 rehearsals, 1 hit feedback. Write that one down here. Now, I've got the Swing Coach app on. You're going to see that. But here's what I want you to do. Just a 3/4 backswing, and I want you to bring the club down to when you look at it, the club appears right down your toe line. If I close my left eye and keep my right eye open, it's right over that club with the club head in line with my hands. That's 1 rehearsal. Reset, halfway back, right down my toe line for 2. And now I'm going to hit trying to get right on that same line.
Good swing.
And there I got good swing, and you'll see in the feedback we'll put here in the video how with the Swing Coach app, you'll see the visual of me getting the club on plane during delivery, which is going to mirror those great ball strikers that we showed. Now, the reality is I've learned in coaching that not everyone needs to feel like they get right on plane. Like, that's a good place to start. It's where we actually want to be. But depending upon what end of the spectrum you're on, if you're too far steep or too far shallow, your feels need to be a little bit different. So let's go over that. So really in a swing, we know we want to get that club right down that line at 3 o'clock. But I found in my coaching, you may have found as well, that just by feeling the correct positioning in the swing, oftentimes doesn't lead to you getting there when you actually hit a ball. Meaning, whatever end of the spectrum you're on, you have to be willing to exaggerate and feel the opposite of that to find middle. My student who came in, who I gave this to, he was on the end of the spectrum, and you might be as well, of being too steep during the downswing. Too steep would mean that club head is where relative to my hands? High and outside. Too steep means where's that shaft relative to my toe line? Too far outside. And if I make a swing where I'm too steep, what's going to happen typically with my ball flight is I'm going to hit a little lower, have some contact issues, and probably hit pulls or fades. So let's try one with the swing coach app. Too steep. This is the opposite of my issue here, but let's see.
Club at delivery, steep by 6.
So there, club at delivery, steep by 6. We can show that one on the screen. You can see how my club intentionally was getting way too far outside. Now, like my student, when I first showed him how to do this drill, this was nice as a checkpoint. Like, where do I actually want to get in the swing? Say it with me, club down my toe line, club head even with my hands. But I said to my student, that's probably not going to be enough of a feel when we start to hit. He said, what do you mean? I said, we probably need to exaggerate the opposite of the issue to find middle. And so if you're on the steep end of the spectrum, club head high and outside, what's the opposite of club head high and outside? Club head low and inside. So I said, student, hey, instead of high and outside, just with awareness of the club, we need to feel like we get the club low and inside. When we get too steep, the club's where relative to the toe line? Outside or inside? Outside. So I said, we need to feel like we get it inside. So our sensations, this is where I want you to start. And the beautiful thing with the Swing Coach app, you don't even need a ball to get the feedback. You can practice right at home. 2 rehearsals, 1 hit feedback, right? I say, hey, let's make a little backswing. Let's make a downswing now where we feel those things. Club head low and inside, club shaft inside that line. He said, Eric, that feels really exaggerated and low and inside. I said, that's perfect, perfect. I said, let's go ahead and do 2 rehearsals just like that. And I want you to do that too. And let's make a swing and see if we can exaggerate without a ball. Too shallow.
Club at delivery, shallow by 2.
Perfect. So like not crazy exaggerated, but a little bit inside. And that's what he got as well. I said, I bet when we put a ball down there, that's going to be pretty darn normal. You ever have that happen? You're like, man, my practice swings feel really good. Then I put a ball down there and what happens, right? It goes back to normal. Let's just bank for that. So with a ball, we're going to do this together. Set up position. I'll give you some cues here for a second. In a second, up to the top, club head low and inside, shaft inside the toe line. Backswing, club head low and inside, shaft inside the toe line. Isn't that too exaggerated shallow? Absolutely. But that's what you need to feel to get on your toe line when we hit. So I said, okay, let's hit a little shot with those feels. Club head low and inside, shaft inside the toe line. Let's try one with that.
Club at delivery, shallow by 1.
So I went from what, 6 steep, I believe, to 1 shallow in 1 swing. Now I was able to do that because I knew how to fix it. How did we fix it? Let's type this on the screen and everyone put this in your mind together. We fix it by what? Doing the opposite of our normal and exaggerating. And then I got instant feedback. Now I was only 1 shallow there, which means what? I could go even more, right? Swing Coach gives you a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being close to neutral, 10 being really far away. So we hit a couple and he said, hey, I get that the club's going inside, but like what specifically am I supposed to feel? And what I told him, and I want you to keep this mantra, is from the top of the swing to get the club head more low and inside. I said arms down, thumbs down, club head down. How do I get the club low and inside? Arms down, thumbs down, club head down. Now I also gave him a little feel. If you kind of take your trail hand out like you're holding a doorknob, you know, when he was getting the club too steep this way, he's rotating that thing counterclockwise, right to the left from my perspective. I said, you really got to feel with your trail wrist like you're rotating it clockwise, right to the right. So we said arms down, thumbs down, club head down with a little bit of clockwise rotation. Just got to make sure you keep that club face square when you do that. So we did the same thing, 1 or 2 rehearsals, feel that, and then we put that into a hit, feel those same things. arms down, thumbs down, club down to get a bit more low and inside.
Club at delivery, shallow by 1.
Perfect. So that's barely putting me shallow. And you can see on the shot tracers, that ball's maybe like a 1 or 2 yard draw. And so if you're high and outside, you need to feel low and inside. Remember this high and outside, we said arms down, thumbs down, club down. What's the problem? If you're high and outside, it's arms up, thumbs up, club head up. Let's put that on the screen and say bad, 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 bad. Arms up, thumbs up, club up. Good. Say it with me. Arms down, thumbs down, club down. Bad, arms up, thumbs up, club up. Good. Arms down, thumbs down, club down. If you're like me and you're too low and inside too shallow, you probably get some pushes and some hooks. Maybe some fats and thins, push and hooks. So what do we need to do, right? What did we say is the recipe? Opposite of the issue and exaggerate. So if you're too low and inside, your club head's already where? Right, down here. So I've got to feel what? Now I got to feel more high and outside. I've got to feel like the club shaft at delivery is high and outside my hands. I'm going to follow the same recipe. I'm going to rehearse it. I'm going to rehearse it. And I'm going to hit with the same thing. And if you're too shallow, this is going to feel like you're swinging over the top, kind of steep, hitting a bit more down on it. And feel like you're hitting more of like a pull cut. Just like that.
Good swing.
So for me, I've got to feel like I'm quite a bit high and outside. Like when I did that, it felt like this.
Club at delivery, steep by 5.
So I have to feel, this is so important. I have to feel steep by 5 to get to neutral. This is how you get better way faster. Immediate feedback. Rehearse it. Notice, what am I not doing here? I'm not actually rehearsing where I want the club to be when I make a real swing. I spent years doing that. Waste of time. Because when you swing and I hit, it's going to go back to normal. I have to feel out here. I got to feel 5 out to get to on plane. But look at the feedback. Instant auditory and visual feedback. So cool, guys. Couldn't hit that any better.
Good swing.
That's what I feel. Now that ball flight, you'll see, that's probably like a 2 yard cut. When I go play, I hit like a 5 yard draw. So it just gives me instant feels to know where I need to be compared to normal. All right, guys, so just to recap, this is what I want you to be able to do. Like those great ball strikers, all this is about is when you draw the line up the shaft at setup, we want to figure out what we need to feel to get the club right back on there by hip high and on that through impact like those great ball strikers. The point here is that to have a simple reference, start with the club down your toe line. This is where we want the club to actually be. Remember, 2 key checkpoints. Club shaft is dead down the toe line. Club head, just like the play on the screen there, even with my hands. So I know what I'm trying to do, but now I need to know where am I relative to neutral, and I fix it by feeling the opposite. So I want to hit a couple with something like Swing Coach, see where I'm at, and feel the opposite to get to neutral. Always, let's see that
Good swing.
one. Good swing. Always practice. It's like, how do I get better faster? Assuming I'm working on the right things, 2 rehearsals, 1 hit, immediate feedback. 2 rehearsals, 1 hit, immediate feedback. So I'm a little too under, so I've got to feel a little over, high and outside, the opposite of my issue, high and outside. If you are already there, you got to feel this, right? Low and inside, arms down, thumbs down, club down, and do it to the point where you get right on plane.
Good swing.
All right, guys, hope you enjoyed that. I just can't recommend the Swing Coach app highly enough. It's so darn good. We'll have a link at the top of the description where you get a free 2-week trial. It's going to identify your swing issues just like it did for me. It's going to give you immediate feedback on a scale of 1 to 10, more or less, etc. It's going to give you feedback on every single swing you make, and even better, I'm right in there in the app with you. I've got videos on every single issue, guiding you through those feels and what to do. I promise you're going to love it. Thank you guys for watching. If any questions at all, leave a comment down below. If you want to watch more like this, check out this video next.